All right, here we are again for another episode of the Rich Life Projects, and excited about this guest because he's one of the fucking madmen of Newcastle and one of the madmen of surfing. Matty Hoy.
Yeah,
how are you, legend?
I'm good, Rich. Right, real good. Mate. Feeling better and better.
Oh, you must have finished work. You must have finished work, and you're having some Steel City beer.
100% straight into it. You can't deliver beer and not have any after it.
Sponsor Steel City. I'll have to have a talk to the Johnsies and.
Well, it's already on, mate.
I know, 100%. What's been happening, brother? What's been doing in the Hoyo's life?
Mate, I'm retired, obviously, 20 years ago now.
Seeing you out there surfing, fucking when I used to live here as well, there's no retirement, bro. You're still killing it.
Oh, well, that's the best thing about surfing. You can still do it.
Yeah, that's exactly
what I mean?
right.
You never stop.
100%.
Never, it's not like playing footy or, whatever else, or you can still do it your whole life. It's the best. And I love it.
Yeah.
It's so good for me.
Yeah.
I get really frustrated if I don't surf.
Yeah, true. It'd be like your therapy out there, wouldn't it?
Oh, for sure. And just to get a couple of waves. You don't even need to get that many good waves. One turn, you go, yeah.
That's it.
One tube, you're like, thank you.
Even the ocean, like being in the ocean, eh?
Oh,
like people who don't surf
wouldn't have a clue.
They probably the Toyotas ones where they jump up and what a feeling. But myself, you obviously I'm only a shitbag surfer, but I enjoy myself. Yeah, enjoy myself. But yourself and people like the Julian Wilson who I played golf with this morning, Luke Egan, all those legends. But it's in your blood. It's what you've been doing, but it's like your therapy, eh?
Oh, for sure. And it doesn't matter your ability or what you do. Everyone that surfs gets out there and goes, wow, how good's this? Try to tell them not too many people how good it is.
That's why it's against the law in the surfing community to tell with good surfing spots, isn't it?
Exactly, 100%. No chance you tell where the good spots are. You get hammered.
I think I had Richie Vass on there on one stage, and he's like, Maruba, mate, fucking no one tells anything about anyone.
Don't come there.
Yeah.
We do the same in Maruba.
Yeah.
Well, the waves are pumping, but it must have been up the beach.
Yeah. Where was it? I've got no idea.
Just out the front.
Yeah, that's where it's at. So you obviously, as you say, you retired.
Yeah.
What's the life of Hoyo now?
I'm a delivery man. I deliver Steel Cities a few days a week.
Hey, cheers. You wouldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I said, let's just get a six-pack, and then I realised...
No, cheers.
I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Who owns all that Steel City? Have you got shares in it?
Yeah, I got shares too. Yeah.
Oh,
there's 9 of us in there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, the Johns brothers. Kurt Gidley, Danny Medeiros, myself, Craig Anderson, Ryan Callanan, Ollie Semkin, and Ryan Giggs.
Ryan Callahan's in there too. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're all in. Yeah, it's a good team.
100%.
It's a good bunch of eclectic.
Yeah.
Is that the word?
I don't know.
Eclectic blokes.
Yeah,
everyone's got their own,
I was going to say everyone's got, you've got the surfing, Johnsies with the rugby leagues, but the one thing obviously in common with a beer that's in Newcastle, Steel City, it's called Steel City because that's the Newcastle's named. But you guys have born and bred, or not so much born and bred, but just full locals.
Pretty much all of us, except the Cessnock boys.
Yeah, that's why I didn't mention that.
No, it's our region, and we're passionate about Newcastle, and we love the town, and we've all represented the town in our own ways, in different lifestyles. So it's just good to have us all together, and it's really good fucking beer, mate.
That's what I mean. Like, I tell you what, I haven't tasted a drop like that in years.
Me either.
Mate, it is a good beer. I don't mind it.
It's good, mate. It's a good job. No one's unhappy to get beers delivered. That's what I realised.
100%.
No one. Even if they're paying for them, they don't care.
And you don't care about delivering.
No,
you love it.
I love it.
Because you think to myself, my little percentage, fucking ching ching, ching ching. The more deliveries, the better I get. Yeah, right.
It's good though. You meet some good people. We have good chats with publicans and people. It's good. It's enjoyable.
Yeah. Let's go back to little baby Hoyo, born and bred in Newcastle.
Born in Newcastle at the Mater, and then mum and dad got divorced, moved to Sydney for 4 years, then back to Newcastle at Belmont, then moved back into town and been here ever since.
Wow.
I've had a journey around, but not too far. No, not too far.
No.
North Manly,
Yeah.
I lived for 4 years with my grandparents and mum, and then moved back to Newry at Belmont, and then moved back in town and haven't really left. I'd never leave, I don't think.
Now, this is you couldn't really, could you?
No, I'd feel weird. It's home, you know what I mean? It's so easy.
I was living here only for, what was I living here for, 8 years or something. Right. So, but even, I feel weird. I come back and I go, the beach. Because I'm in Melbourne, obviously, and I'm just like, chaotic, fuck, what's going on? I mean, I love Melbourne as a city.
Yeah,
and
I love Melbourne as a city.
Yeah, the city, it's vibrant, it's different cultures, and it's really is vibrant. The traffic, I won't lie, the fucking traffic gets me fucking in here. I'm just driving, and you can ask me, brother, you got the double trucks going past you. They don't care, run you off the road. I'm just doing the
left turn to go right. What the fuck?
They still got it, some of those.
100%.
And now I'm starting to work it out because if you sit there, the trams are right up, boom, and all they do is sit there and go, nah, and you're like, what have I done wrong here? I'm just trying to turn.
Trying to turn right, but I've got to go left.
And how was Hoyo back then at school? Like a dux of the school?
I was just going to swear really bad. No chance I was. My whole family are school teachers too, so I sort of got
no way.
Yeah, but I was probably a bit of a prick of a kid because I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I was just moved around and I had to meet new people and go to one school, go to the next school and come back. But it was cool. It was good.
Were you a people person?
Well, I had to be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd no mate. Not no mates. I always had my core mates in Newcastle. I used to stay at Dad's. But I had to meet new people, and I just dealt with it. I loved it. It was good for me. It taught me a lot of good lessons, how to be worldly. Is that like not even worldly? Yeah, social. And just, And I was an only child, and I was the first child out of till I was 10 maybe.
Yeah, okay.
So we'd go to a holiday house at Bluey's and then I'd just have to go meet people. I had no one to play with. I'd just go, if I saw someone on the beach.
Being an only child, because I'm obviously not one, but does that really have effect on a kid, you think? Being an only child because you got...
I don't know any different.
Yeah, so, true. I always
I've got
ask
brothers
that question
and sisters now.
Yeah.
We're half sister Michelle and then brother and sister from another marriage with mum.
Yep.
Flynn and Emerald, but they're a lot younger. They're only 25, I think.
Yeah, okay.
26, and then so it's a long time between,
between drinks.
It's not that long.
No, true that.
It's never long.
No.
It's so I never knew any different. So I don't know. Everyone calls me a spoilt brat. I'm like, I am.
There's only me, so what are you talking about?
There was no one else to spoil.
That's a good point. So you go to school, obviously you say you're not in school, you're out school, but where? I don't even probably have to ask a question. Where were you if you weren't at school?
Surfing.
Yeah, of course. Like in Newcastle, everything.
Yeah, or at the pub. No.
The pub. I was 14.
Yeah. Pretty much. Started pretty early.
Yeah, well, I suppose you would do too.
Yeah.
Growing up.
15 probably.
Yeah.
But surfing.
Did you finish school or you just once you got to a certain year, you just fucking said, no, that's it?
Year 11 I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had that many days off in year 11. Just because if the waves are good, we used to live like 2 doors and I used to ride my pushy straight past the beach. And if the waves are good, I'd just ride straight home. And Mum was at school. She'd already gone to school.
She
didn't really know. She knows.
Was she a teacher at your school?
She was a teacher at my school at Lambie Heights at the first primary school, And the first 2 primary schools, but that I was young.
Yeah.
Not later in life.
Yeah.
But so I just ride past the beach. The waves are good. I just turn straight around and get straight home.
Hit the board and I can see you down there.
Yeah, see you later.
And growing up, like once you sort of got into that was your lifestyle. What was the point when you go, I want to do surfing full time? Was there a point?
I won a few comps when I was young, like Newcastle titles, state titles. I never won an Australian title, but just went through all that process. And you used to have to go Newcastle titles, New South Wales titles, Australian titles. Then if you went to the world titles, that was the
pinnacle.
That was the turning point to go pro. Okay. Once you've been to the world titles, you go pro. That was what everyone did.
And you didn't really do too much of the amateur stuff, did you?
Well, I did most of that, but one year, the year that they had the world titles on, it was in Tasmania. I forget what year. It was maybe 86, no, 88 maybe. and we were in Tasmania, and that was where you had to get to the world titles. And I got last in every heat, got flogged. I just had a fucking shocker. And I won the Australian titles too. I won the New South Wales Soul,
Yeah.
And I was expected to win
the Australian.
Yeah, and I was not expected to, but one of the favourites. There was 5 or 6 of us that could have won.
Yeah.
And I got dead last, fourth
Really?
out of the comp.
Oh no!
I was just going, oh fuck, this is over. I got nothing. This is it. I'm not turning pro. I'm not going to be anyone here. And then Luke Egan, because he'd been on tour for a couple of years, he didn't do that many amateur comps. He went pro pretty early.
Yeah.
And then he just got me and said, "What?" Yeah,
he's
mate. And I grew up with him. I've known him since we used to get babysat together. So I've known Luke since I was 4. We know everything about each other. He's like my big brother.
Really?
Yeah, full on.
Wow.
And he's helped me out my whole time, and his dad and his whole family. And
he's a legend. I used to look and read and watch Luke Egan when I was a young fella too, just surfing. Fuck, what a weapon.
Yeah, he's a weapon. And he, like I said, he was on tour at 16.
Yeah, true.
And then he just goes, mate, fuck that amateur stuff. Like, come and have a go. And in 89, so it must have been 88, the titles down there.
Yeah.
And then he just goes, mate, fuck that amateur shit. Have a go at this. And I went, all right. I just left school.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Left school. Got blamed for all the alcohol at year 12 formal. Got taken to the principal's office, and then me and my mates in there. And just left, when I'm not copping this, left school and said, Mum, I'm going on tour. And she went, what the fuck? She said, no, how? And I went, well, I'm going.
Yeah.
And then I was gone in I did all the Australian leg, which is like March, April.
Yep.
And then in May, June, I think it was, I was overseas.
Wow. Just straight on the pro tour.
Boom.
So how did you get accepted on the pro tour? Or back in those days, you just go, fucking, you're a great surfer.
No.
Try your luck.
Just pay your entry.
Oh, really?
That's all you had to do. It's like a normal surf comp. You didn't have to qualify to do anything.
Fuck.
You could just pay your entry. You could be anyone.
Changed.
Yeah. Completely changed. Wow. It was sick though.
Yeah.
So you get anyone in the comp. So any surfer could just walk in, pay the entry, pay the ASP, and you're in the comp. Doesn't matter who your ability or whatever it was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was sick. It was really good. So I just did it, and then I was on. 89 was the first year.
Wow.
I know.
Well, what's now you're in the big league, or what was classed as a big league there. What countries did you take off and leave school? I'm fucking furious at you. Where did you take off? What was the first overseas country? What
first trip we went to Najima Island in Japan.
Oh, really?
So you get to Tokyo, and then I think that was first on that leg. So there was Japan, Florida, Hawaii. I'm pretty sure that was the order. So just went to Japan, had no clue how to get anywhere. No Japan. Never even thought about going to Japan my whole life. And just got, went there and did well.
Who were you trailing with? Who were you?
We had a gang. Yeah,
the gang.
We Luke took me under his wing the first couple of times, and then
because he'd already been experienced, obviously, as you say. Yeah.
Then we had a gang like Brett Warner and Noel Graham, and we had a few of us who were just starting at that time too. So we'd all stick together and rent a car together and all stay in the rooms together, and everyone would just chip in, and if someone won, he'd chip in for the next week and get the accommodation or whatever, paid for the car, or it was sick.
Just really
fucking mad time.
I was going to say, just living in a dream, eh?
We're going surfing for a living, and all the boys in Florida. You just have to drive along the beach to get to the surf comp. Yeah. And we had one of those old wood panelled station wagons. We were and all this 5 of us packed in the car, boards everywhere.
But isn't it that's an iconic picture when you look at surfers?
Yeah. Older than, younger than that, but not those cool looking ones.
Right.
Like a new school one of them.
Yeah, right. You probably wouldn't even fucking know what you're doing. Just turn up and you go, whoever wins.
Where the fuck we're going. Just big old maps, old school maps, and just go buy it at the airport and go, we're going to get to there. We're here. Let's go. It was wild.
When you look back now and the stories you can tell and the memories you have must be fucking just out of this world.
I'm losing a bit of the memory. Obviously, but no, mate, the memories were sick. Just with the boys and traveling, we had a couple of really good years. The first probably 4 or 5 years where we all just stayed together and just got accommodation and all stayed, 5 people, 4 in a car in Europe and just travel in Europe. And my mates turned up in their combi and travelled with them for 2 months. It was epic. And like I said, nothing, no phone, so no one knew what the fuck you were doing. No one knew where the fuck you were going. And then you'd ring up like every couple of weeks going, hey, I'm good, Mum. Yeah. Or, Mum, I need more money.
Can you just put some more money in?
I got no money, Mum. She was like, what are you doing? I said, oh, no, I'm sweet now.
Yeah, I'm sweet now.
One of the boys won, or you know, and we'd all help each other out. It was sick. We had a ball, mate.
Yeah. Oh.
Absolute ball.
When did it start when things got serious? Like when you're on the tour?
It didn't.
It didn't for you? But because you see like the Slaters, the Andy Irons, the dudes who go, you know what, fuck, I'm going to make a living out of this. This is, boom, it's business.
Yeah.
Did it never happen like that for you?
It sort of did. Of course it did, because you want to win. It's
100%.
Competitive. If you're out there and
what sort of money was around then? Like when you're winning, because these days obviously there's winning good.
I think
good
20
amount.
grand was the huge prize back then.
And that's when like the Billabong.
Not even probably.
Yeah.
I think 50 grand. I think that was the biggest comp of the year. That might have been 89. It was in Hawaii, the AAA. So they had different ratings, like an A rating, a AA, and a AAA.
Yep.
And, you know, all the big guys used to go to the big ones.
Yeah.
And then the other ones, you had to get your ratings up to get but you're always in them.
Yeah,
That's nothing. You just paid the money, didn't you?
Yeah, right.
It's not like today where you got to have a rating to get into that.
Well, what do you think how it is today? You're like your honest opinion in regards to how the surfing is, because it was the top however many. Then next minute, now they've got to go through some qualifier. Then you go off to that little bunch, and then these ones 5 go off to here. What's your opinion on the whole surf life and carnival?
I think they're missing a hell life for a start. I'm not saying that go and do what I did or whatever,
No.
but they're making good money and everything's going right. But how they're doing it and how it's structured is a bit weird for me. They made it so they're trying to make it so people got to qualify in their region, so they're not spending that much money. Okay, but then they get on the next tour and they got to spend that much money to go to these shit events all around the world, and one-off events too. Like say they're in South Africa, it's a $5,000 trip. 100%. Could get last in your heat.
Yeah.
Like how are you going to afford that?
Yeah.
The big guys are cool. They're making good money.
100%. Yeah.
But I think that the lesser guys, it's more of a struggle than what we had. For sure. And there's way more surfers too. That's another thing. But there was 4 rounds of trials and then the top 30. So there was only 100 blokes doing the whole tour.
Yeah, right.
So now there's like 1,000 probably.
Yeah, right.
Doing more. There'd be way more. I don't know the numbers, but there'd be way more. If you'd added like the regional tour, the qualifying tour, and then the championship tour, and then the CT, there'd be way more than 1,000 probably trying to have a go.
What was it like back in the day with sponsorship wise? Like, because the main ones back in the day were Quicksilver. You were sponsored by Quicksilver. What was that like as a brand to be sponsored by?
Oh, that was the ultimate.
Yeah.
I was sponsored by the first year on tour. I was sponsored by Mambo. It was the first.
Mambo, what a brand. I love that brand back in the day.
Yeah, my best
go?
friend's dad hooked me up with Dare Jennings, he's a legend.
Yep.
He got me the first sponsorship ever for surfing with Mambo.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to have meetings with Dare just straight to when I was young too, which taught me how to deal with like CEOs and people, bosses.
Yeah.
And then I was with Rip Curl, and then that all happened, and then O'Neill came over in maybe 90 and 91.
Yep.
I think 90, and said, mate, all right, we want to pay you this much US and we're going to do this, we're going to make movies. And I was like, well, I said to Dare, like, I sort of got to do this to make my profile bigger 100%. Overseas.
Yep.
And Dare's going, I'll give you any money you want if you don't leave. And I was just going, I said, Dare, he went, oh, I get it. You got to get your profile because the more people see you, ads, movies,
the more
whatever,
money it means to them.
But it's I think it's in the judges' heads as well.
100%.
So the more they see, they're like, oh, this guy's ripping.
Wow, yeah. You might not even be ripping because you're so everywhere. Yeah. Oh, wow, he's on that TV. Oh, wow, he's making movies. Oh, he must be good. Yeah. Okay, tick that one.
In the back of their head.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I suppose. And that's influencing sort of in judging in any sport, boxing, whatever.
Yeah. Quicksilver, 93. Yeah. I signed with Quicksilver, which is unbelievable.
I was going to say, Quicksilver would be the pinnacle, especially because I think Kelly Slater has been with Quicksilver all his life, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he's now gone out on his own too.
That's right. Unknown. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
So I was with them for 26 years.
Wow.
So it was amazing. We had the hell time. And when I first started, though, it was loose. Man.
Yeah.
If you can't rock and roll, don't fucking come.
That's. I think I remember reading something. A statement you said, if you can't make a rock and roll, don't come.
Yeah, well, that's their statement. They had that
Did
out.
they?
Yeah, way before I even signed. That's right. Like in the 80s they brought that out.
Wow.
Yeah, with Elko and Rabbit and Chaffee, and that was like my favourite ad, and they were heroes too.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Kong's Island and that. I was just looking up to that, and then they signed me. I was just going, mate, this is fucking sick. And the company was exactly like that.
Yeah, right.
I was just going, fucking all right. This is going to be sick.
And your character suited that too, because you were like the rock and roll, drink the beer, go out there, perform.
All they used to say, if you can't rock and roll, don't fucking come. It means you can do anything you want. Yeah. You just got to show up and do your job.
You don't give Matt Hoy that rope.
I was like, fuck, this is a long rope.
Tell me some of the parties, some of the times, like some of the memories that you can actually remember.
Yeah.
Hey, hold that up. Hey, hold that. Hey, the Volcom houses and some of those party houses on the North Shore. What's the experiences you dealt with that?
I dealt with all of them.
Was it as crazy as the rumours make it? Crazier than the rumours, probably.
They come in at the end of it too. I reckon, like since the start of surfing, mate, they were all rock stars back in that. They were doing shit it started with it.
Yeah.
They were all dabbling in everything. The whole surf industry started from like dealing drugs, pretty much, doing drugs.
And that's what.
I'm not fucking writing anyone off or putting anyone on the bus, but that's how it started, mate. They're all doing it.
Yeah.
And they try and hide it, and everyone goes, oh, you can't say that. I'm like, well, fucking just tell the truth.
Yeah, the truth.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. And everyone back in the day, you know, if you're a surfer, he doesn't work, he's a drug addict, he just goes to surf and takes his marijuana, but marijuana back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the stories that the boys are telling me, like, they had to do the security for the houses.
Yeah.
And they said, fuck, it got mental.
When I first went there, it was loose as. And like, but good.
Yeah.
But everyone kept it like, because, you know, the North Shore was like the heaviest spot you go to in the world. Like 100%. They ruled it.
Yeah.
And you had to be on your toes.
And you know what?
I just got on with the people doing it.
Yeah.
Too. So I was doing it with them. So
yeah.
They're like, oh, he's all right.
He's an Aussie bloke.
Yeah, and he's having a good time. He's not fucking with us or doing anything like respect. And, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was with him.
And just meeting those locals, then you start to get the idea of going, man, if you don't know who you're hanging around, or if you're a tourist going up there going, I'm just going out to surf here.
No way.
And then you're dropping in or you're doing something. Oh my God, that's really your death warrant.
Yeah, 100%.
Because these dudes they'll say, get out on the beach.
Yeah.
And I've seen Dustin Barker footage when they get out on the beach and throwing the boards down and they're just going boom, 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 boom. And it was like, that's what it was like.
That's what it was like when I grew up, everywhere though.
Yeah, true, I suppose.
Hawaii was like
the pinnacle.
The pinnacle. But everywhere when I grew up, I get punched in the face all the time. I deserved them all. Don't worry. Every single one, I was like, oh, I deserve that. Now, thinking back on it, I didn't think I did then, obviously.
Yeah, right.
But now, 100% I deserve it. And that was the whole world of surfing then. And But like you said, Hawaii was the pinnacle of that.
Yeah, you're right.
So you go there and go, whoa, this is next level.
Yeah.
That you got to show way more.
Because what they used to call like the sort of like Howleys or
Howleys, still that's just a white bloke in Hawaii.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, like back when I grew up, it was gnarly. Like the old boys, there was you drop in or even paddle around and they drop in and they'd punch you in the face.
100%.
Just go, mate, hey, Grom, boom. And you go, oh, fuck, hey, fuck you. And they'd go, right, boom. Give you another one and you just go, you've had enough? And I go, yeah, mate. Two's enough.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Hey, I'm sweet now, end of the line.
And then I'll go all the way out to there on this little dribble.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, wow.
A couple of guys out. But I know them now too, which is pretty funny.
Yeah,
so you go, I remember. And they're like, you're a fuckwit.
Yeah,
so you got punched in the face. And I deserved it.
Yeah, yeah. So you get on the surfing tour.
Yeah.
At what memories have you got when you thought to yourself, fuck, I've got to do well here, or this is business, or I've got to make money. It's all right to do all this for fun and all that. Because the gang you were hanging around, did they would have obviously come competitors of yours?
Yeah, for sure. You're all competing against each other.
It's like, I suppose, the fight game, you go, we'll fight each other, but we're best friends because we know each other outside the ring and outside surfing as well.
Yeah.
But was there a time when you go, fuck, I've got to take all the partying hat off, the silly Billy hat off and go, fuck, I need to.
I never did that.
Cheers to that one.
You know when that hit me the most when I had O'Neill for a while and I bought a house. I was young. I bought a house when I was really young, and then O'Neill sort of went bankrupt with the clothing, and I was still sponsored, but I was getting half the money that I got promised, and everything was going the wrong way, and it was affecting me, like thinking about I got to pay the house up, I got to be home, I got to make mortgage, and I got people relying on me, and like I got to do this, I got to do. That's when it sort of kicked in that I have to go down, but I really didn't. I was like, fucking righto, let's
just keep going.
Well, it's no use changing now. It's not going to change who I am and what I'm doing, but that sort of was a bit like that. But I'd never really.
That was a bit of a stressful part of the part of the whole process.
Yeah, that was the most stressful bit. But
not in the surfing.
Not in.
Just the fucking buying the house and have to keep that maintained.
Yeah, just like people are relying on me, you know.
Yeah.
Which you didn't have, which I'd never had before.
Yeah.
But yeah, the party, I just figured, why stop? It's not going to change the way I actually did. When I did well for a few years in a row, I actually went training with the Knights boys for off season.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
The boys come and got me and went, come on, let's get serious.
Yeah.
Got serious and like just still partying a little bit, not going nuts, but training with the boys.
Yeah.
Every day they'd get me, and Andrew and Matty and the boys that took me in. Like it was after 97 actually. So
the grand final.
Yeah, 98.
Yeah, right.
And then I went, the first comp got dead last. First he went, fuck that. I'm back on the party program. That shit didn't work at all. First comp at the Goldie, just dead last. I was just saying, fuck, that was a fucking waste of time, wasn't it?
Wow.
Oh, I was devastated. I was fit as fuck.
Well, yeah,
but
right.
Just, I don't know, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
And some people it worked for.
Yeah, I was going to say, some people they've got that at work for them.
Yeah.
And some people have just free surf, and that's their training, their match fitness, so to speak.
Yeah. I was not fit at all, ever, surfing. Yeah. If the waves were good and I got my waves, I was fine. But I'm never good at like strategy.
Strategizing.
I was no good at it at all. I could just, if the waves are good and I got my waves, I'd just get 3 waves and I was in the heat. But other than that, I had nothing. Yeah, I just got, on the days I won, I got lucky.
When it comes down to a statement, the tour should be all about adventure, not fucking seriousness. And
well, it has to be now.
Yeah. Well, now it is,
Yeah, but then it was an adventure for all of us.
Yeah.
Like the older guys they knew what they were doing. We just come on the tour and they're like, at the first couple of years too, they were like dickheads to us too.
Were they?
Our heroes. We were on tour, we're going, our heroes, we're serving against our heroes, and they were sort of like, oh, fuck you, fucking Gron. So we're like, fuck you.
Really?
We're on here.
Yeah.
All right. You, this is my hero.
Who was that? Who was that you're talking about?
There's a few of them. Probably all of them, actually. There's only a couple of cool ones. No, but now they're my best friends.
Yeah,
but on tour, and we just come on and start going, we're fucking ripping in, and we're beating some of them.
And they're probably trying to go serious training and everything.
They were training.
Business-wise. And
they were training and trying to do the right thing. And we were,
you guys just rock up and fire. I'm just having a crack.
Going, fucking right. I lose on a Wednesday, party till Sunday. Or whatever, lose whatever day and then party till the next comp and then move on to the next one. It was sick. But now, like I said, like they were fuckwits, but now they're my best friends.
Best mates.
And I love them. And how good is that it's a beautiful thing to meet your heroes.
100%.
Where do you do that?
Yeah, well.
And get to surf against them and then know them as friends and now they're still my friends. It's amazing.
Well, Rich Life Projects. I'm hero. Matty Hoy, my hero. Fucking read in the magazines when I was a kid going, fuck, here I am. Fucking, I know Matty Hoy. But it is. I understand that part. It's a fucking big buzz and you're like, wow.
You would been through it as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Meet your heroes. If they're a fuckwit, you devo.
Oh, yeah.
But if they're a legend, you're like, fuck that. Yes.
100%.
Your expectations are met.
Yeah. So back to the partying.
Trying to get around to the game. It's like a little batting.
Well, what's the wildest party in memory? You don't have to tell me all the parties. I know there was a few of them. What was the one party that really stood out because you're like, fuck, this is just crazy? Mate, and if it gets people divorced, but obviously.
No. Fuck, they're all divorced. Most of them anyway. There's not many of them together. There's a few. And they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
Good bunch, but yeah. The whole going to Brazil was an eye opener.
Was it?
Yeah. First couple of times there, it's like, what the fuck? Just heaps of coke.
Yeah.
And just cheap as.
Really?
Yeah. Really cheap and just everywhere. And then I just get picked up like the last few years, just heaps. I just went in Rome.
Went in Rome or
like,
Brazil.
Well, why not? But I loved Brazil. I loved they were passionate. Just about it. Yeah, they're like Aussies because they used to love they knew everything. I went there after we did the Ozone movie, which is an O'Neill movie. They knew everything about Ozone, this guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they love all Australian music. Mate, it was crazy. Way. I was there going, fuck, it's a lot like Australia.
These dudes know everything.
Way more. No.
Wow, yeah, right.
Heaps of girls too. It's like 7-1 in some spots. It's 7-1 in the whole of Brazil, and in some spots it's 15-1. Women to men.
Oh, mate.
And $5 grams of coke. What are you supposed to do?
Who would want to be in that environment?
It's like a shit spot, doesn't it?
Oh, shit spot.
And like I said, mate, I had a ball there.
Yeah.
And I got looked after too. We went to some gnarly spots too.
Yeah. And when you're on that, I suppose when you're on the surfing tour and people knowing you because you're at that platform, you're surfing and a bit of a celebrity on that stage, you get open to different doors, don't you?
Sure.
It's like Hawaii with the boys.
Like everything.
Yeah.
If you're famous, you get doors open everywhere. You just got to know when ones to go in and out.
You got to know which one's open.
Yeah, exactly. Or just knock.
Yeah, right.
Not that door.
Yeah, holy shit. There's 15 women in that one. Let's go to that one. There's coke in there. Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty loose.
So that was sort of like the memories when you say that the party scene in the Brazil was hectic.
Yeah. We didn't even go out that much.
No, it was just.
We did.
Yeah.
We went and saw bands and and just partied. And then Europe too was fucking epic too. I loved going to
Europe.
The first few years was a bit hard with the language barrier because we went to England and then France and then Spain and Portugal.
What was hard about English?
Oh, no. I couldn't speak. Just getting it now after 51 years.
Oh, fuck.
Still can't speak English.
Well, we might have to do this podcast in Braille. Braille or subtitles it is, sorry.
Well, we can do it.
There you go.
No, but Europe was good too.
Yeah, right.
The first few years was real hard with the language barrier. But then after that, it was so good.
Yeah,
and it just good people.
Yeah.
Old school, good, real people.
Yeah.
Hawaii and Portugal and then France especially.
Really? Yeah.
And Spain. We had the maddest time in Spain.
Did you?
There's heaps of hash. Everyone smokes hash and just rolling.
In Spain?
Yeah. Heaps,
yeah, really?
Yeah, everyone.
Wow.
And it's sort of legal. It's been
Is
legal.
It?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah.
That was good times.
Mad.
And everyone was there because all the boys used to, all of Europe was on holidays for the last 2 weeks of August.
Oh, okay.
So that's when the comps on.
Oh.
So we used to stay for 3 weeks or 3 comps in a row. So we're there for at least a month. And they always used to just flock to the beach. It was packed. There was 100,000 people on the beach some days. And the waves were average some days.
Were they?
Flat, yeah. But the parties, it was loose. You just go out all night and turn up for your
surf
heat.
all day.
Just turn up for your heat.
Go out and
surf all day. Weren't even thinking about.
But what was it like in regards to the mindset when you're obviously going out all night, but when you turn up to a comp and then there's hundreds of thousands of people there, like it must be like you're in a stadium or something like that. Because I know when Bells Beach goes on, the crowds that get down
crazy.
there, it probably wouldn't even be down to Bells as much as what Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil's crazy
at that time, but Spain or Portugal or something.
Brazil was crazy with the crowds.
Was it?
Yeah, like they used to throw, like if you were versing a Brazilian, they'd be throwing rocks at you on the point and yelling and just, mate, it was pretty gnarly.
Really?
But in Europe, they were sort of new to surfing, so they were just appreciating what was going on.
The sport.
But I'm saying I'd probably over-exaggerate 100,000 people, but it felt like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just good times, mate, in Europe.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. All the boys used to come, the whole of Europe, and they used to get in there. We used to call them the van dwellers. Okay. So just get in their van right from England and just travel around. So there was just in the forest, just, mate, loose as shit. Everyone had all sorts of fucking everything. And we'd just go, right. We just partied pretty much.
I
never did that well in Europe.
You were running late.
I missed a couple of heats and missed a quarterfinal. I missed 2 quarterfinals, and
when you're at that stage and you love what you're doing, partying wise and fucking missing things, were you with Quicksilver at that point?
Yeah.
So did you ever get reprimanded, or because that was their slogan?
Sort of.
Yeah, right.
But I was like, oh fuck, I was having a good time.
Yeah.
Does that weigh it up? Yeah, not really. Sort of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh well.
They sort of probably had to do it for the bosses, mate. Do not do that again.
Yeah.
The old winking.
Well, yeah, they were pretty liberal too.
Well,
yeah, like they were probably doing half of it as well, wouldn't they? There's a few of them definitely.
Yeah,
but yeah,
right.
it was. But yeah, I never got really reprimanded.
No,
a couple of times, but for other things.
Yeah, yeah. Well, in the 70s? Obviously, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. What's your version of that time? And I know probably the answer, but going through those periods, what's a word that you sort of describe as those times?
For me, I would have wished I lived in the 70s. Yeah. 70s and the 80s, because that, for me, surfing, that's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
I'm sure people look at they might look at us though. They'll be going, fuck those guys. But when I grew up, they were all my heroes, you know what I mean? Through the 70s, I'm born in 71, so I got into surfing real early. So 70s, 80s were all the people I looked up to, and that's was surfing. I was just going, wow, this is the coolest thing in the world. Look what these guys are doing. Yeah. They're traveling the world, surfing, in contests. There's chicks everywhere. I can imagine what the fuck they were doing.
Oh, 100%.
In the 80s, imagine what the fucking like they were rock stars.
Yeah,
MR had Superman. MR had its Superman thing with MR.
100%.
Rabbit Bartholomew thought he was Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Sean Thompson was Rico Suave, thought he was James Bond. They had all these. They had an Elko was like the animal Kong. Yeah. Like that whole era. That was just naming 4 of them.
Yeah.
So that everyone had their own image, and they just run with all different styles of surfing, and did their own whole act. Now it's pretty much everyone sort of on the same boards. Everyone looks the same.
Yeah, true.
But then I was like, these guys are fucking a character.
Yeah.
And they were all different. It wasn't just so. There was every single one of them.
No, that's right.
It was sick. I was just going, these guys are fucking legends. Have a look at it.
How was MR's fashion back in the day? The fluoro, the lightning bolts, the MR, like in the Superman thing.
It's crazy. And do that now, you'd get fucking hammered.
Oh, 100%. They'd say, what in the hell is that shit?
Who the fuck do you think you are?
But remember when it goes over, like fashion and design stuff always does a circle?
Yeah.
Like the Hoyo's cross.
Yeah.
I can see that coming back in years to come.
Bring it back.
Royalties, hopefully. But that's like, that was your little symbol back in the day too, is the black cross, wasn't it? Yeah. Why was that yours? Because I see it on your boards, and is that like, was it like because of like you love heavy metal, you love partying? That was like it
was from the Cult, the band The Cult.
Okay.
That's where I started listening to it I got those boards in 1991. I only did one quiver of those black boards.
Did you?
Yeah, everyone thinks I had heaps of them. I did one
I know.
quiver.
I've seen pictures and footage.
That's what made me famous, pretty much. Went to J-Bay on that brand new quiver, and then the waves were pumping. We had the best time, all the boys, and everyone was there, all the whole tour, but no comp.
Yeah.
They actually had a free 7 comp, the Country Feeling comp, which was a non-judged.
Yeah.
They just said, all right, he was the best surfer. Luke Egan actually won a block of land there.
Oh, really?
But I got to surf in it, and that was the start. That's what made me infamous, or whatever, famous, or whatever you want to call it. But
infamous,
and I had 5 boards only in that black period. I'll never have a black one after that. So it's bizarre. I got so many photos from that.
And that's what probably people thought there was a big stock of them going out.
Yeah, nah.
Have you got any of them left?
Nah.
Wow.
Fuck, I got one back.
Yeah.
And this fuckwit stole it from Andrew Johns' house.
No way.
Yeah. I got it back finally. I was like, yes, I finally got one of these back.
Would you do another line of them?
No, we do replica ones, but it's not the same.
Not the same.
Nah. If I had one, I'd give anything to have one back.
Imagine where they are now. But
I don't know. Someone's got it. Someone has that one. There's one in Newcastle somewhere.
Really?
100%. They're all in Newcastle probably. One got traded back into Pacific.
They'd be in some fucking man bar, cave, hanging on the wall. That's disheartening, eh? When that was your sort of iconic board, and you only done like 5, and you claim to fame, and you only got fucking 5 of them, then you haven't got one left.
Nah.
But there was a statement made from a photographer, Peter Wilson. He said, a motivated Matt Hoy can be one of the best surfers in the world.
What do you mean, motivated to do what?
To be the best. Like if you put your mind to things and being the motivated.
I did it without getting motivated.
All right, that quotes up the shit then.
I was motivated to have a fucking good time.
Yeah, well, he was wrong.
Oh, no, Peter's right.
Yeah.
But I knew I wasn't like, yeah, right, I'd win heats and comps, whatever, I won a few. But there's no way I was one of the best. There's no chance I could have won a world title in my eras. Yeah. No fucking chance.
Who, for the ones listening, who was in your era at that time?
Well, 89 was... Ock was there at the start, then went off for a couple of years.
That's right, he did.
So 89 was Potts.
Oh, yeah.
So
Martin Potter.
No one was beating him that year. No one. And then Kelly won fucking 6 in a row. Or 7, whatever he did, 7 in a row, whatever it was. Did he? So we were fucked.
Yeah.
Everyone was just going for second. You know what I mean?
That was a bit of a time, wasn't it? When he was just killing. Everyone was like, mate, if I could get second, that means I've won.
Yeah, 100%. You're the next best.
No one's beating beating him.
No, that's right. And it's same as when Tom Curran was winning too. Everyone was going, oh. And Potts that year, no one was beating Potts in 1989. No one went close. He won 3 in a row at the start, maybe 4 in a row at the start. No one was going near him. So everyone was just fighting for second. And even with Tom in, I think, 91 and then I don't know that, I forget, like I should know as a surfer who won the world title that year I was on tour. I was like, fuck, I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
I do, but so everyone was just fighting for second. But the motivated thing, I was like, mate, whatever. I knew I was not good enough to be a world champion. Yeah. I knew. And I wasn't. I'm still not. They were at another level. I was just doing my best and having a good time doing it. Having a hell time doing it. And
still doing it.
Yeah, and doing it and enjoying life.
Yeah, 100%. You know, some of the manoeuvres you see today of these young kids, what's your thoughts on that? Because there is some crazy manoeuvres. But is it turning into not just the surfing wise, like flowing with the wave, doing manoeuvres, cutbacks, whatever, but more of the trying to do the flips or trying to get that extra bit of, you know. Everything's obviously about the barrel. You need to get the 10 coming out of the barrel. That's the ultimate.
Yeah, that's the ultimate thing. Surfing's getting chewed, but I think they get overscored for manoeuvres these days that people can do. That they do it so easily. Yeah. Like an air reverse. Everyone can do it. It's like a re-entry these days. Yeah, every single surfer can do an air reverse. Yeah. And they get scored. Some get scored a 9 for doing one air reverse. I'm like, mate, how can you score that when the guy's going to do 3 turns and then that at the end? I think the scale and the judges, it's the judge's fault because they give them the score.
Of course.
So the surfers are just doing what the judges are saying pretty much. And a lot of people, you see it when the waves are good. You see how people really surf, how they read a wave, and actually, like J-Bay is a perfect example. Bells, when it's on, is a perfect example. There's no airs at J-Bay. Sunset's a perfect example. Right-handers. Or they don't paddle out the back anymore at sunset. Yeah. If we did what they do at sunset these days, you'd get a 3. If you didn't surf the peak, you'd get nothing.
Yeah, wow.
Just those waves. There's certain waves. Oh, Pipe's a barrel. Chopu's a barrel. J-Bay's, you got to surf. Bells, you got to surf. There's a few spots that, like, you got to actually read the wave and turn and do an air. You can do airs, but it's not like a beach break where it's just hell for leather and they're getting score. I think just the scoring, the judging is influencing the surfing.
Okay, right.
That's what I I love watching it. But I just hate them getting a 9.5 for doing one air reverse. I'm like, fuck me. What if you did 3 turns and then that air reverse? What are you going to give him then? He can't go over 10. 50? Yeah, exactly. And then not giving 10s out anymore because it's not cool. Like, give him fucking 10. John at Pipe this year.
Oh,
mate,
my
if that's
God.
not a fucking 10.
100%.
What the fuck?
He's form at the moment.
Oh, he's the best.
After coming back from an injury, but man, he's form at the moment.
He's a freak.
Unbelievable.
Good to watch.
It is,
And he charges.
He doesn't care. He's just, it's like a, but
and he's mellow. I've only met him a couple of times.
I haven't met him, but I'm with his.
So mellow and his crew. Yeah, nice to meet him. I'm like, mate, fuck, good on you.
Yeah.
And the family, they like cool family. I knew them. I've seen when they were kids. They used to live 5 doors up from us in Hawaii.
If I was to say of today surfing and how it goes, all back in the 90s, what would you choose?
I would choose then for sure. The surfing, like whatever, we weren't as good as surfers. We'd ride different equipment.
Yeah, true.
Then and everything's different. Yeah. And I'd never choose now. No chance. Mate, I don't think anyone that surfed before now would choose to surf now. I reckon you could ask nearly maybe because of the money.
Yeah, true.
Because you can make a good. We made enough money then. We're making good money.
Yeah,
back then.
For back then, 100%.
Everyone owned houses and.
But today's there's no real party, so they're no good for you.
Well, no, it should be awful. I'd be sacked for sure. I'd be drug tested, going, "Fuck, you got to go, mate. You got 3 strikes, you're out."
Matt Hoy gets sacked in the 2000s. Yeah.
Well, there's no chance I'd choose now.
Yeah.
Not even a flinch.
When you're on tour and obviously you're competing and you're going on tour, you're getting older, when was the point when you realised, fuck, I'm just not doing this anymore? Yeah. And you thought, I'm done.
Yeah. I did a trip to the Mentawais for 7 days, 7 slaves with Waves magazine. We're on the boat with all the boys. The whole crew.
Yeah,
I'm not going to name all because I'll forget and I'll be pissed if I didn't name them. No, but it was sick, and I watched them surf and went, oh shit! Like they were surfing so tight, doing airs and just completely different than how I surfed.
Yeah, right.
I was surfing tight, but doing just how I surfed. And then the next, I think, 2000 it was. And then went up to Goldie and just went, and then Joel and everyone, Mick were just starting to come on tour, and that whole CJ, all the American young guys, the next era from Kelly's era, and all the Aussie boys like Dino and all the Cooley kids, and I just went, and I was by myself. I was traveling by myself. I had no one. I was just doing what I do, still having a good time.
Yeah,
but I'd just get my own car, my own room, so I had enough money to do that then. And then I was like, and then. My wife got pregnant with Tex in 99, so that was the thing. I was like, well, I got to be home, and it's better to be home than be away every, and I was sort of lost the passion. Yeah. And all my mates were off tour. Luke was still on tour, but there was only a few of them, and he was getting serious. And he did better when I left. I think it was good for him. Yeah, way better. I think because he was looking after me, going, you're right. Yeah, so as soon as I was gone, he was like, fucking
you shot up and went, I'm going to win this. Yeah, right. Wow.
So that was sort of, I just went, I've had enough here. Yeah. I've had a good time.
Yeah, 100%.
And like I said, I was sort of by myself.
Yeah.
Traveling by myself, and it was still sick. I'm not complaining about it at all, but I was just like watching him surf. I was like, I'm old here. Yeah. And I wasn't even that old.
No, but old compared to sort of the young ones, the 16, 17s coming through.
And the surfing they were doing was completely different. I wasn't going to start doing airs and trying to do tail slides. I was like, I'll just keep surfing how I surf. And then of course, the judging chamber, they come on because they were like, oh, wow, this is amazing. I was like, oh, fuck, it's pretty shit. Some of it's not even that good. Yeah. You know what I mean? There a lot of tail sliding. I hated that.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Like power, but then sliding the tail, I was like, fuck, I don't want my board to ever do that.
Yeah, right.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I just saw the changing of the guard, and I was like, I'm done.
That's it for me.
And Quicksilver offered me a good gig after it too. Said, you want to do this? And I said, yeah. I just took it and went, perfect.
Yeah, righto. So post-competition-wise career, you say Quicksilver offered you a gig to do certain things. What was post-surfing like? What else did you get into? Because most people, when they're athletes, whatever.
That's an overstatement too.
Yeah, when you finish.
Yeah, it's a hard
it's like
transition.
rugby league. Like rugby league, when their identity is rugby league, when they finish, if they haven't set themselves up, oh my God, I haven't got rugby league. What do I do? Who am I?
Yeah, for sure.
Did you go through that stage?
No, I was lucky. That's what I said. Okay. Quicksilver set me up to have a job and just to go surfing and mentor kids and do clips and do whatever I wanted. And we had the air show going on. So they had a sort of job set out for me to be me, but not compete. Oh. Which I was just going, fucking perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I did another like 10 years, pretty much.
Yeah, with
them.
stuff.
Because they just sort of created me a job. I was called the director of nocturnal activities. They actually made a card for me.
Did they?
It was handed out.
Here you go, kids.
It was so
That's
funny.
who I am.
Oh, it's good though. And like that was my transition, which was perfect. And they did it for me. I like you said, I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah,
but they just went, oh, we need to do this. And I was just doing whatever they wanted me to do.
Yeah.
Going to all the range releases and just talking and getting on the piss with people and just being me.
Like a corporate sort of.
Yeah, but just
being you.
Yeah, just being me.
Yeah.
So just do this. And I was like, we'll still pay you good money. And I was like, righto.
You can't knock that.
Oh, no, it was, mate.
Wow.
And I'm one of the lucky. Ox got it. A few people have had it. Tom Curran. There's not many people.
No.
And I was just one of the lucky ones that Quicksilver looked after me. I was always grateful for that.
Yeah, right.
Fuck, I wouldn't. I was like, fuck, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
And they just went, here, let's do this. And I was like, yeah, perfect. It was good. I learned about a lot of other things in surfing
I was going to say,
like retail. And I went to go to, the shops and all did all that sort of stuff. So I learned a lot of stuff in that couple of years after.
Yeah. Which has obviously then set you up. Obviously, you say your son, Tex, come along.
Yeah.
The champion, he's come a long way. He's playing for the home team in Newcastle, Yeah. Now he's over in England. Obviously, proud dad moments when he gets the Newcastle jersey.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's me son playing for my town, going that way. How's he like in England?
He's all right. He's content.
He's content.
That's what he told me. I spoke to him yesterday too, and I said, "Hey, you still content?"
Yeah.
He went, "Yep, I'm content, Dad." And it was pissing down with snow, like rain, like sleeting. And he showed me the video and went, "Oh, content, mate." He went, "Oh, fucking have a look at it."
Wow.
This is going to training yesterday morning, but yeah. He's all right. He's good.
Yep.
He went well the first couple of games, and they got flogged the other week by the Catalan Dragons, but that's all right.
Wow.
That happens. Yep. That's like going to Melbourne apparently. So
he's still content. That's the main thing.
Yeah, but he's good.
Yeah,
he's good footballer.
Yeah,
he's good.
He's a good kid. Good kid.
The Knights fucked him over there.
Yeah,
but they've fucked a few people over. I've hung my jumper up.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm done. I've told everyone that listen. So I'm getting it out now. Fuck the Knights.
I'm going to tag the Knights in this slugger. They'll be like,
I don't mind.
Fuck, we are.
Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, nah.
How they treat him a boy.
Yeah.
I've never been treated that bad in sports.
Really,
and I've been treated like, whatever.
Yeah.
I just went to him like, what the fuck?
Really?
You don't treat a kid like that.
Especially
22 years old.
Especially when he's a young
and
kid.
And it's my fucking boy.
Yeah. I'm a kid. But also he's a Newcastle junior.
Yeah, he's the youngest signed Knight ever.
Wow.
And they just fucked him, pretty much.
Wow. And then,
not fucked him.
Yeah.
They gave him opportunity, played, but they sort of just used him and then didn't give him anything to go by, which is really disappointing for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And him. He's
100%.
Still like
a bit dirty on it.
Yeah, well, just like disappointed. And then they go and buy all these other guys that not even locals.
Yes.
I heard on the radio today that 2001, 70% of the team were from Newcastle. Now there's 5 players. So it's like
oh, really? Wow.
5%. There's my vent anyway.
Yeah, no, that's where you do. That's where you vent. On Rich Life Projects is about venting.
I love it.
And business-wise, obviously you've got shares in the Steel City alcohol that's out and about in Steel City.
Yeah.
Anything else you're into?
Yeah, I've got a shape machine over at Steel, but I don't go there enough. He hates me for it, but yeah, just pretty much doing that, delivering beers.
Shaping boards.
Shaping boards. I shaped for a while, and then you got to have customers to get boards. And custom boards these days, like people don't even know you can get custom surfboards.
Yeah.
They walk into a shop and think that's it.
That's it.
Oh, the volume model, that's it.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
It is, eh?
It's bizarre to me. I'm like, mate, do you even know what you're talking about?
Well, I wonder why that is.
Oh, because it's all marketing.
But is it because everyone wants it now?
Well,
I think
so. And then the whole machine thing it's about, the leaderage thing.
Yeah.
So it's bullshit.
Yeah.
So you put a blank on the machine, that's the leaderage. And then you shape it, glass it, put fins in it, so the leaderage is nothing like it says on the computer.
Yeah, right.
So the leaderage in surfing is the biggest lie ever. It's full of shit.
Really?
And they market it like it's the biggest thing. They say it on the WSL still now. Oh, the leaderage in that board. I'm like, Fucking tell the truth, please.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of people get it, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah, right.
And like I said, people don't even know you can buy a custom surfboard. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
And that's how we grew up.
That's how, yeah. 100%.
And it's amazing walking in and seeing your shaper and going, oh, can you do this? Get a spray. And I know. It's bizarre.
It would be to you that's been your life and then gone from customised boards and then now it's just like a monopoly, just send them out of factory, bum, bum, bum.
Manufacturing.
And people thinking that, I've got to have that measurement, and not really knowing.
They don't even know the measurement. So it could be a 6'3", 19 by 2.5. And they go, but it's all about the literage. You're like, mate, what about the numbers right before the L?
That's crazy.
It's fucked up. Yeah. It's crazy how they've manipulated the whole industry.
At the end of the day, what you've achieved in surfing, what you've achieved in your life and business and everything else, if I was to say, Matt Hoyo, if I was to say, what is your rich life right at present? Like what brings you joy in your life?
I could say some really bad things here.
I want the truth, brother. I want the truth.
I just love living.
Yeah.
And watching my kids grow up and watching everyone, I don't know. I just like living, just having a look and doing what I do and like.
It's very simple.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Never growing up.
Yeah, never growing up. No. Why?
Stay young.
Yeah.
Look at us. We are young.
Life's there to be lived.
Yeah.
So live it.
That's the rich life.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Try and be the best person you can, obviously.
100%.
And sometimes you're not. And sometimes people don't agree with what you say, but that's fine. I don't care if you don't agree with what I say. This is my opinion. You don't have to agree. Opinion. Yeah, exactly. And then listen to other people and just live.
Just live.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm gonna finish on the rich life for Matt Hoyo is just live life.
Yeah.
Mate, I just want to thank you for your time today, mate. You are a legend. In my eyes, you're a legend. In a lot of people's eyes, you're a legend just as a human being, but what you've done in the surfing world and continue on with your business. But appreciate your time tonight, brother.
Yeah, Rich.
Yeah, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, brother. Up the Steel City Beer. Sponsors. Hey.